So nowadays, the international trade of information and communication technology products, the ICT products, is extremely important to develop and modernize Brazilian industrial parks and expand access to technology for businesses and citizens. However, high tariffs can prevent the import of innovative ICT products, including computers, communication equipment, consumer electronic equipment, and electronic components. So, in other words, although these products are essential for the development of companies, their costs may cause significant impacts. So, the increase of prices, caused mostly by the high tariffs applied to import products, directly impacts consumer at the end of the supply chain. For this reason, Brazil and other countries, members of Mercosul, adopted a mechanism for temporary import tax reduction of capital goods called BK and ICT goods, known as ex-tariff regime. The purpose of the mechanism is to stimulate industrial investments by reducing the cost of goods not manufactured in Brazil or in the relative country. Therefore, it's a practice to incorporate new technologies into companies from different segments of the economy, as well to increase businesses' productiveness and competitiveness. As a consequence, it also positively affects the employment and income rates of different segments of the economy. So, there is no doubt here that the tariff exception is important to the Brazilian economy, but as long as it's granted in accordance to the governing rules. Otherwise, what should be a beneficial regime ends up generating externalities that are harmful to the national industry. So, in the sense, there are some requisites that must be observed when granting the ex-tariffary regime, according to the Ordinance 309 of 2019, which regulates the procedure for reducing the import tax rate through ex-tariff. So, the regime will be granted under two main requisites. So, it must be a capital good or an ICT good, as well as its parts, pieces, and components, and it must be identified in the common external tariff, the TEC, this way. Another requisite here is there must be no equivalent produced in the national market. That is, it's that the ex-tariff cannot be granted to products that is produced in Brazil. Otherwise, the benefit would be granted at the loss of the national industry. So, to illustrate the impacts of this regime, between 2021 and 2022, Brazilian government decided to reduce on 20% the import tariffs on ICT products. At the time, the government estimated that the reduction had the potential to increase Brazilian GDPs by 280 billion reais over 18 years. So, in other words, the tariff reduction could be beneficial even to the government revenue. So, besides ex-tariff, another mechanism used a lot by Brazil regarding the alteration of import taxes to ICT products is the list of exception for computers and telecommunication goods and capital goods, the LEBIT. So it is an instrument for exception to the common external tariff TEC of Mercosul, granted especially for ICT products, which was authorized by the Mercosul Decision CMC 25 of 2015. So, the pleas relating to the inclusion of a product in LEBIT include only those classified as ICTs in the TEC and which do not benefit the criteria established for granting ex-tariffs. That is, If the product can be classified under an ex-tariff plea, it cannot be processed under the LIBIT procedure. So, different from the ex-tariff, the proceeding concerning LIBIT may increase or decrease the product tariff depending on the government political strategy. Of course, there is a plea formally presented by the interested parties. However, its granting should be more subject if compared to the ex-tariff regime. So, both of these mechanisms were created to boost the imports of products that are not produced in Brazil. If applied correctly, the instruments can contribute to the modernization of industrial parks and the development of enterprises so that they can compete in the international market on the same basis as their competitors. In my perspective, the taxation of ICT in Brazil is important to maintain the balance between the commercialization of domestic products and imported products. So, nonetheless, whenever the products are not produced in the country or there are no similar substitutes, there should be a reduction in the import tariffs. High tariffs can difficult access to new technology, prevent the national industry to modernize its operation, and achieve competitive parameters. For this reason, mechanisms like ex-tariff and LIBIT exist to equilibrate the market access to innovative products and to prevent the existence of barrier to access to technology. So, if there is a tax rate reduction on ICT goods, more people could have access to innovative equipments. The companies situated in Brazil could have access to top technology for affordable prices, and even Brazil digitalization process could be improved a lot.